that builds us. We all have days, don't we? Days when it feels like the whole world is leaning on your shoulders. Days when you look at the road ahead and it seems too long, too steep, too hard. Days when you ask yourself, why is this happening to me? Why does everything have to be such a struggle? We grow up being told that life is supposed to be easy, that happiness is a straight line, smooth and flat, with no more bumps, no turns, no stops. We see people as highlight reels, their stories of success, and we think everyone else got an easy ride except us. We think struggle is something wrong, something bad, a sign that we're failing, or that we don't deserve good things. But that's not the truth. I once heard a story about a man who found a butterfly's cocoon. One day, a small opening appeared, and he sat and watched for hours as the butterfly struggled to force its body through that tiny gap. Then it stopped moving, like it had gotten as far as it could and could go no further. Feeling sorry for it, the man took a pair of scissors and gently snipped the rest of the cocoon open. The butterfly came out easily, but it had a swollen body and small, shriveled wings. The man waited for it to fly, but it never did. It spent the rest of its life crawling, weak and broken. What he didn't understand in his kindness was that the tight cocoon and the struggle to push through the small hole were nature's way of forcing fluid from its body into its wings. That effort was what made its wings strong enough to hold it up, strong enough to fly. Without that struggle, it was never meant to soar. Sometimes, struggles are exactly what we need in our life. If we went through life without any obstacles, we would be crippled. We would not be as strong as we could have been. We could never fly. Think of the old oak tree that stands tall against the strongest storms. It didn't grow strong by being sheltered, by having only soft sun and gentle rain. It grew strong because winds bent it, storms beat it, and its roots had to push deep through hard soil and rock just to hold it upright. The harder the wind blew, the deeper its roots grew. The struggle didn't break it. It made it unshakable. Think of a blacksmith forging a sword. He takes a plain piece of iron, throws it into the hottest fire, pulls it out, and beats it with a heavy hammer over and over again. He dips it into cold water, hissing and steaming, and hits it again. You would think he was trying to destroy it. But he's not. He's making it hard, sharp, strong enough to protect, strong enough to last. Without that fire and that beating, it's just a useless piece of metal. Struggle is that fire. It's that hammer. It comes in all shapes and sizes, doesn't it? Sometimes it's the small, daily struggle. Getting out of bed when your heart is heavy. Keeping going when you're tired and no one notices your work. Being kind when someone was rude to you. Trying again after you failed. Again and again. Sometimes it's big. Losing someone you love. Losing a job you worked so hard for. Having to start all over again. When you thought you were already where you wanted to be. Fighting an illness or a fear that feels bigger than you. It's easy to think, when you're in the middle of it, that this is it. That this pain will last forever. That you will never get past it. But you will. I knew a woman who wanted to be a teacher more than anything. She took the licensing exam 4 times. 4 times she failed. The first time she cried for days. The second time she almost gave up. The third time people told her, maybe it's not meant for you. But the 4th time she passed. Now she's one of the most loved teachers in her town. And she tells her students, "I'm glad I failed those times. It taught me how much I wanted this. It taught me not to give up when things get hard." Another man I know built his business from nothing. He started selling goods out of a small cart, walking miles every day. Twice his shop burned down. Twice he lost everything. People told him he was crazy to try again. Today he employs over 50 people, feeds hundreds of families. When people ask him what his secret is, he smiles and says, "The struggle was never my enemy. It was my teacher. Every time I fell, I learned something I would never have learned if life was easy." You see, struggle doesn't come to stop you. It comes to test you, to stretch you, to prepare you for something bigger than you ever imagined. The things you are going through right now, they are not wasting your time. They are making you. The patience you build, the strength you find, the kindness you learn to have, even when you're hurting, the faith that keeps you going when you can't see the end. Those are things no one can ever take away from you. Those are the things that make you you. And you are not alone in this. Every single person you admire, every person who ever achieved anything great, every person who ever lived a full and beautiful life, they all struggled. They all had days when they wanted to quit. They all had moments when they thought they couldn't go on. But they did, and so will you. One day, not too far from now, you will look back at this time. You will look at all the hard days, all the tears, all the times you had to pick yourself up off the ground, and you won't see pain anymore. You will see power. You will see how far you've come. You will see that the very thing you thought was breaking you was actually making you strong enough to hold everything you've ever dreamed of. Struggle is not the opposite of success. It is the path to it. It is the weight that makes us fly. So, keep going. You are stronger than you know. And this struggle, it's just making you ready for everything wonderful that's still coming your way.